Hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson, and thank you so much for signing up for my Spreaker. And for those of you who are listening live, I'm going live for the second time here on Spreaker. And I'm actually looking for some of the tools that are available so that I can connect with you, but I think I have to upgrade to do that, and I probably will at some point. But anyway, so this Spreaker cast, I thought I would talk about our upcoming conference, the 2013 Social Media Tulsa Conference, and it's getting down to the wire. You know, I've been probably organizing this conference since the last one ended back in March, and still so much is contingent upon a lot of last minute decisions, right? So a lot of our sponsors or potential sponsors have just started their new budget year, so now they're getting into whether or not they're going to sponsor our conference, and then financially how much they're going to participate in the sponsorships. Others have made verbal commitments and then are just now getting together with their financial people to cut the check. So these are always exciting times for me as an event planner, but I still think starting early is always good, even though the nature of our business is now last minute. I still think starting early is good, and then, you know, so you're not stressing over everything at the last minute. So and then, you know, we've got people who like to register at the last minute, and I think that's also the nature of the times, is that people kind of wait for their circumstances and their situations to clear up, or to be clear, to make sure that they can come. And before I get into babbling about our speaker topics and the lineup that we have, because that's what I'm going to talk about a lot today, I want to say we had a blog contest that if you blogged about wanting to come to our conference or why you wanted to come to the conference, you get free registration, and which is a value of $295 for both days. And we had one person enter the contest, which last year I think several people commented on the blog, but I think because I made it a contest where you actually had to write something, it was a little intimidating for people. So we have one more to give away. So if you would, here's what I'll do. If you record a Spreaker cast on why you'd like to attend the 2013 Social Media Tulsa Conference, and if you use the hashtag SMTulsa in your Spreaker cast title, and then just add the link to it in the comments to this one, I'll pick another winner. How about that? I think that's, you know, you don't have to write anything. It's just you talking about why you'd like to attend and what you hope to learn from our conference. So I think that'll be fun. So make sure that it's in the vein, right? I'm on Spreaker, so why ask you to go write a blog post, right? I'm taking my own advice here. So to start off with, I want to talk about how I see the conference going and how I think it will be structured over the 2 days. The past couple years we've done opening keynote, breakout sessions, and then some sort of either closing keynote on the last day, or at least some sort of activity, and then some sort of cocktail party or networking event at the end of the day. This year will be much the same, but we'll probably have more keynotes. And when I say keynote, that means everybody will be in the same session. The breakouts will be specific. So if you want, let's say you're a nonprofit organization, we'll have a nonprofit talk against somebody else who might be talking about I don't know, some other topic. But in fact, I haven't actually done the agenda, because that's the hardest part, is trying to decide, you know, who gets put against the other persons. I would love for everybody to hear everybody, but just in 2 days, it's just not possible. So, but we'll have more keynotes this year, so that people will be able to hear more of the popular talks. And I think some of that will flesh itself out as the agenda gets published. And I'm using a website called Sched, SCHED, for the agenda, and hopefully I'll start uploading the times and agenda this weekend. We've got a couple more speakers to add. One of our speakers just dropped out today. She's actually taking a new job, which is exciting. So no hard feelings there. So, but our keynote speaker I think is really important and poignant for the times. Stacy Acevero from Vocus. She's actually the social media manager for Vocus and PR Web. PR Web's a company I've used for a long time and absolutely love. And Vocus is one of our sponsors for the past couple of years of our conference. But Stacy will be talking about the evolution of PR, social media, and SEO, or search engine optimization. And it really is an important mixture. I know a few years ago we probably talked about PR and social media and search engine optimization being in 3 different departments. And where they probably can still be in 3 different departments, I think all of the departments need to connect with each other and share what's happening across the board. They're no longer separate entities that, okay, you in marketing take care of social media and you in PR take care of something completely different. And our website developers and SEO specialists look at something different. I think it's all combined into one thing, and Stacy's really the expert in it. So she'll be opening our conference to talk about how social media affects our SEO and how what's next really in social media and PR. And she'll talk about something I think is really great, and that's return on relationships, or ROR instead of ROI. I think we always, in marketing and in business, we're always looking for how much did this sell for you. And I think the return on relationship is a much better indication of how your social networking or social media is doing. Is, have you developed relationships both online and offline that can help you reach your goals or help you get the word out about your products and those kind of things. So Stacy's going to talk about that, and they're really good with brand advocates. I mean, as you can probably tell from a lot of my tweets and posts and blog posts, I'm an advocate for them, and I make sure that my clients benefit from their services as well. So they know how to cultivate relationships. I can attest to that. The other keynote that we have is Syed Balki. He is the founder of WordPressBeginners.com or WPBeginners.com, but it's the website that is everything WordPress, and I absolutely love it. I have 2 WordPress blogs now, and both partyaficionado.com and socialmediatulsa.org are both on WordPress platforms. And every now and again, while I do them all myself, every now and again I run into just something that I can't understand, and inevitably his website has the answer. So he's actually going to talk about how he used the free model to get more traffic, more subscribers, and more customers by giving away free content. Right? A lot of people have that. How is it that giving away stuff will make me money? And that's really hard for a lot of people to embrace. So it's good that he's going to come and talk about that. He's also going to do another session. He's going to do how to monetize your blog. So for beginners, I think if anybody knows, he'll know. And I actually got a chance to meet him in Blog World, our New Media Expo in Vegas last week. So it's always great to meet people face to face, even though you've connected with them online for a while. So Becky McCrae is one of our favorite keynote speakers at Social Media Tulsa. One, because she's just uber smart and can make you understand social media in a way that relates to you from a personal standpoint. When watching Becky do her talk on small town rules, you just start to see people shaking their heads. She just makes you get how being from a small town, and she is from a small town in Oklahoma, the rules of small town living apply to this new media or social media or however you want to call it. And so Becky's able to relate those two in a way that I think nobody else can. And she's also written a book called Small Town Rules. So if you have an opportunity to pick that up before you come to the conference, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to sign that for you. So Becky McCrae is one of our favorite. She has been to each conference, 2011, 12, and now 2013. So very excited about that. A newcomer to Social Media Tulsa Conference is Randy Macon. Randy is a member of Social Media Tulsa. I don't think he's actually been to a meetup. So Randy, I'm shaking my finger at you on the podcast. But hold on. Dog entertainment. All right. There you go. Sorry about that. We have a game around here that anybody that comes in has to ring the doorbell, so my little Jack Russell can go crazy. So I apologize about that, but anyway, that's life around here. And then you probably heard the big dog outside for a little bit. But anyway, so back to Randy. Randy is going to be talking about a topic that I think is near and dear to the hearts of anybody who is trying to raise money, a nonprofit organization or even a small business trying to find people who can help them reach their financial goals. And his talk is called Influenceability, right? I love that word. I think he just made it up, but it's perfect for what he's going to talk about. And while a lot of nonprofits are engaging social media for fundraising, he's going to talk about how building relationships and networks with key influencers will help spread the message, right? You can't do it alone. You can't just be on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest. You have to have people who can help. So, along the lines that Stacy's going to talk about, Randy's going to kind of bring that home for nonprofit organizations. And so how I heard about Randy is he was speaking at, I think it was a local event, and talking about social media, and the tweets from his session were very positive, and apparently, it looked like he was just rocking the house with his knowledge. So those are the kind of people I love having at our conference. Newcomers, oldcomers, it doesn't matter. I like it when presenters or speakers can connect with the audience and share stuff that they may not have heard before, or even if they've heard it before, that they can communicate it in a way that resonates with what they're doing. That somebody says, aha, this is how I can use that piece of data. Even if you're not in the same industry, being a critical thinker is a wonderful ability and skill, and if you don't have it, I urge you to study on how to do critical thinking. And it's the ability to hear one message from one person and then think of it in different ways and creative ways, and how it can relate to other aspects of either your lives or somebody else's life that you know about. So every time I hear a talk or a speech or see a presentation, I am thinking about how the message that person is giving, how it can relate to what I'm doing, or how it can help one of my friends or somebody that I know, or somebody in my family. So anyway, off of that soapbox. The next speaker also has Oklahoma roots. Are you sensing a trend here? And it isn't an all local speakers group, but we absolutely love to showcase and highlight people who have a connection with the state of Oklahoma and Tulsa specifically. Ruth Ann Wiesner is Oklahoma native, and she lives now in Chicago. But she's going to talk about something that I think it was a fun topic when I saw it come across. And it's called, "If Social Media is Like a Cocktail Party, Why Do I Feel My Invitation Got Lost in the Mail?" So, I mean, I've said many a times that social media, and Twitter specifically, was like a cocktail party. You know, you wouldn't just go up to somebody and go, "Hi, my name is Cheryl Lawson, work, 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 work." You know, you would talk about whatever the hot topic of the day was, or you'd kind of wait and find your way into a conversation and then add something of value. And so, so Ruth Ann is going to talk about, you know, how do you get into being social and social media. And I get that a lot of people don't understand how to do that. It's easy for me. It's easy for a lot of people like Ruth Ann, and most of our speakers. It's easy for us to be chatty in person and then also be chatty online. So hopefully Ruth Ann will get you to a little bit more comfortable with being yourself online. Danica Jones is also a newcomer, although Danica was in attendance last year at the conference, and then I was really happy to see her submit a speaking idea to speak for this year. So, and that's really one of the things I want people to do as well, is once you see what Social Media Tulsa Conference is about and you can see how you can add value, absolutely I want you to be a part of the process. So, and if you think you have something to share, then more than likely I'm going to have you come on board. But Danica, I think, submitted another topic, and then when we got to talking, I realized she also teaches and teaches educators about using social media in the classroom. And so her talk is going to be social media and the educator. So to try to help teachers and professors and other kinds of instructors, whether you're instructing young people or older people, or you're in some sort of trade organization or trade school, using social media as a teaching tool is phenomenal. It's a great way to get instant feedback, to get your students changing the way they learn, and we all know that people learn differently. And so Danica is going to talk about some of the tools that are available for educators, some you know, which groups and other tools that are great to be a part of. I mean, I know there's tons of education hashtags that are being used on Twitter and Instagram, and so she's going to talk about how best educators can utilize social media. I'm going to talk too. I don't know if I if I mentioned that, although last year I said I would never speak again at my own conference, but I am going to talk this year, mostly because my Twitter infographic was so popular and still is getting views and downloads today. I'm going to look really quickly at my slide share numbers, and so yeah, 61,000 views, and I posted it back, I don't know, a couple years ago, and it's just how to use Twitter. It's just 45 great tips and tricks of the trade. So I'm going to go through those tips and then hopefully give some real life examples of how that looks and how you can go through to use Twitter. And we'll get real basic with my Twitter tips, and so there'll be some more advanced Twitter stuff going on at the conference. So if you really need a you know, kind of Twitter 101, that'll be my session for you, and it's entitled "How to Use Twitter 45 tips everybody should know, I think is what it's called. I don't even know what my own session's called. Carlos Moreno is back. Carlos, when we had our early planning meeting, Carlos was one of the people that everybody said, oh, we have to have him back. Because Carlos talks about, he's a local designer, web designer, and just all around good guy. And last year his talk was bootstrapping, how to set up your business or get things started on a small budget, right? And everybody needs that. And the tips that he was giving in his session, I mean, a lot of people tweeted about them. I know a couple people leaving his session were like, oh my God, I learned so much from Carlos's session. So this year he's going to talk bootstrapping 2.0, right? $1 million agency design on a tiny nonprofit budget. So if you have nonprofits or if you just have a small budget, then Carlos's session is the one for you. So I think he's very creative with the things that he's using, and so he can help all of our attendees do their thing better. Oh, Mandy Vavrinac is back. Mandy's a favorite. I always put Mandy in a keynote slot, and I think I'll do that again this year. Mandy's always been, whatever you need, she's there. She's just one of our local smarties about social media and mobile and all things that are tech and geek, because that's what she does, right? That's what she does for her clients and PR. She's just a PR maven here. And that's what she does for herself and her clients. And so I like when Mandy gets up to talk, because she's giving you real world, real life experiences and how she's able to move herself and her clients into this new media. She's going to talk about this new topic. It's a new topic, but it's not a new thing. It's the social, local, and mobile, or solo-mo. There's a hashtag, solo-mo. And so she's going to be talking about, how social and local can coincide, and how mobile is changing all of that, and how you can get involved in mobile. Because just from coming from CES last week, mobile is the future, right? We'll be as mobile as we've ever been. Our gadgets are getting smaller. Some of them aren't getting smaller, but they're getting so much lighter. I know, on a side note, our biggest challenge is going to be how to keep all these things charged, right? Because I don't think the battery life has advanced as much as our mobile technology. But I digress. Hopefully we'll have a charging station sponsor this year. We'll have charging stations, but hopefully we'll have a sponsor this year so we can have a lot more charging stations, because that is pretty critical. Angel Adams is coming back this year. She was one of our favorites. I promise you, I think everybody, girls, guys, Jack Wessel, everybody walked away from last year's conference in love with Angel. So she had a Kickstarter project, and it got fully funded for her music project. So Angel's going to update us on how that's going, and then talk about some more ways that, because she also does creative design for music industry, and so she's going to talk about that, and then hopefully bring her guitar and entertain us a little bit as well. So not to be missed, Angel. I'm going to update her topic as soon as I get more details, but you definitely do not want to miss her. She's just hilarious, and everybody loves her. So another newcomer to Social Media Tulsa Conference is Sheila Scarborough, and I'm looking at the title of her image on my site, and I don't like it. It's got too much in it other than her name. But Sheila's coming to talk about Twitter, right? And talk about specifically Twitter chats. And her title is Best Hour of Learning You'll Ever Spend. And there are dozens and dozens of Twitter chats going on every day, each week. on topics that are of interest to you. And one of the things that I think is important about Twitter chats and the use of hashtags is it keeps the conversation going. It keeps you into a conversation. It's a great way to start using Twitter, because once you join an existing chat, you just join in. It's not, you don't have to wait until somebody invites you to talk. If you have a point of view on a subject, then find out when the chat's going to be, and then join in. So Sheila's going to be talking about that, and I'm really excited to have her. You know, she and Becky do the website Tourism Currents, and they tweet at Tourism Currents. So I'm hoping to coerce them into doing another panel about their business together. So cross your fingers and maybe tweet them and say, hey, Cheryl wants you to do something else at Social Media Tulsa Conference. So I talked about me, so I'm on the list. My talk is how to use Twitter, 45 simple Twitter tips everyone should know about. And so there you go. We're gonna go over that infographic, and then I'll add some real examples to that as well. So some of the tips in the infographic are repeated, so I won't repeat them. I might cut out some of them, so it may not be total 45. So don't sue me if it doesn't get to 45. And and Marty Coleman, aka the Napkin Dad on Twitter and in our hearts, will be back. And Marty's also, in addition to being an artist, he's also a very creative photographer. For those of you who follow Marty here in Tulsa, you know he had an exhibit called the Velveteen Women, or Velveteen Woman, I think it was women, last year, and where he took images of women and our flaws, and that he thought were beautiful. And I was one of the models, and I don't think I showed enough flaws for Marty, but it was very new to me. I was not as willing participant, I think, as some of the other people, but you know, for me, my flaws were internal. So hopefully, and I think he captured that very well in his imaging. But Marty's very creative photographer, and I think he leads one of the larger photography meetup groups here in Tulsa. So his topic is the compelling image in the age of social media, which I think is absolutely brilliant, and the really the only person who could come up with that title is Marty. So you know, he's going to talk about his years and years of portrait experience, and then talk about you know, what size matters, you know, in photography, the importance of composition, special effects, you know, are they overrated, you know, should you use them, things like Instagram and the other photo editing and sharing services. So a couple people to add to the list that I added Patrick yesterday, and then I'll have one more to add. But Patrick Allman is also back with us this year. Patrick is out of Oklahoma City, so yay, more Oklahoma folks. And Patrick's out of Oklahoma City, and his topic will be one of my favorites. It's Google Plus. Yep. So Google Plus, using Google Plus to be an internet rock star is his title. I think last year it was hero. You could go be a hero, and now you're going to be a rock star. So I love Patrick's energy, and he always has a great rapport with the crowd, and so I know he'll have some great stuff to add to the group. So, but he's going to talk about Google Plus and how using it really is the best kept secret in social and in search engine optimization, and how getting your message out to a lot of people is quick and easy. And you know, Google likes Google, so I know we'll all learn a lot from Patrick about Google Plus. I actually love Google Plus. I've been using it since it started. I'm very fortunate to have other geeky friends who send me early invitations to things. And in just the year or so that it's been around, I've amassed more people and circles, and more people having me in circles than I have on any of the other social networks in a much longer period of time. So I do like the interaction on Google Plus. So I'm looking forward to Patrick's talk about Google Plus. We also I just had an addition to the lineup, and let's see if I can find it. Yep, here it is. It's Daniel Maloney, and I'll be adding his information today. But Daniel's talking about even hotter topic. I mean, they're all hot topics, right? His topic is establishing your brand and maximizing ROI on Pinterest. So all of you who are using Pinterest for personal use, you may not know that there are a lot of people really rocking Pinterest from a business standpoint, and Pinterest has been just a value to a lot of businesses.